Oh man! Man, why is everything covered in bees right now? Wow. Can't believe I had to deal with this. Oh yeah, hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here, and welcome back to another Thoughts video, as usual, and yeah, sorry that I had to open up my Thoughts video like this. It looks like, yeah, it looks like I'm really covered in bees at the moment. Alright, yeah, you can all go away now, so, yeah, there we go, much better, so, whew, man. You'd be surprised, of course, the amount of bees that have infiltrated this video for sure, so. But yeah, I think you can pretty much get the idea for sure, but I think it's a good thing that these bees actually showed up in this video for sure, because believe it or not, I think it is, of course, in context with, of course, today's movie that I'm officially talking about in this latest Thoughts video for sure, so yeah. So yeah, and I know a lot of you guys are already thinking to yourself, wait a minute, a whole swarm of bees flying by here is in context with the movie I'm talking about here today? Actually, yeah, to be honest, what else would it be for sure, so yeah, I think you can pretty much get the idea, of course, that front, so yeah, I guess since after last time where I've officially pretty much had a pretty fine, steady ride with, of course, the recent Mean Girls movie for sure. I think it's about time that I needed something good for a change for sure. So yeah. And I think I know pretty much the theatrical release of Soul is definitely one of them. So kind of makes sense, of course, that front for sure, But, quite frankly, that's just not enough for sure. I need something really good for sure, so. And I don't mean, again, I don't mean Soul for sure. I mean one of the new releases as we speak that is actually considered good for sure, so. And luckily enough, I guess in context with today's movie that I'm officially talking about, it is, of course, exactly that. I mean, what? Were you expecting me for me to talk about Night Swim? Well, nah, I wouldn't. I mean, besides, have you seen the critics' reviews? Of course, that said movie. I think that kind of rests my case for sure. So. But no, Night Swim is not what I'm talking about here today for sure, though thank God it looks like it's already pulled out as we speak for sure, so. No, I think for today's movie for sure, I think it's about time that we change things up a bit and actually go for something a bit more action-packed to say the least for sure, so. So, yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And luckily enough, for today's movie that I'm officially talking about, it is, in fact, certainly action-packed for sure, so. So, yeah, and of course, in case you're quite curious to know what exactly I'm talking about, well, given to, of course, what I just said, and the way that the bees actually are here not too long ago, I think it'll give you the idea, of course, of what I'm going to be talking about here today, so. So yeah, with that being said, I think it's about time that we pretty much, man, I was going somewhere with this, what is it? Oh yeah, now I remember. So with that being said, let's go ahead and strap ourselves in with, of course, our Beekeeper suits for sure, and get ourselves in a fighting mood with, of course, today's movie. Well, since I did mention Beekeeper suit for sure, I think it's pretty much, again, in context with, of course, what I'm going to be talking about here today. So yeah, in case you're quite curious, I'm, of course, going to be talking about pretty much today's movie I'm going to be talking about here today, which is none other than The Beekeeper. So So yeah, that's of course what I'm going to be talking about here today for sure. It just came out, quite frankly, not too long ago for sure, and only now I've officially decided to finally go see it for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. There we go. Okay, so yeah, before I could get right on to talking about this latest movie, I'll be honest, I never actually had any knowledge on, of course, this movie for sure. In fact, I honestly didn't know what to expect going into, of course, this one for sure, but of course, based on what I've actually been hearing, a lot of people have been telling me that this movie is actually pretty good for sure, which I do find it all the more interesting, to be honest. So given to that thought alone, this movie has indeed piqued my curiosity for sure, just to see on how it will go for sure, because yeah, I guess I do need a little something good for sure, and well, I guess if anything, I hardly actually talked about any, well, action flicks for sure, so. But I guess I do know the context of course, how to do one that's actually pretty good for sure, and if there are a lot of people that are big fans of action flicks for sure, I guess they'll definitely show what they're talking about for sure, so yeah, I think that's kind of figure out what I would go for sure, so yeah, I guess if anything, I do want to give this movie a fair shot for sure, just to see on how it's gonna fare up for sure. And again, I think around the time I actually got to see it, Night Swim is already pulled out as we speak, so I guess I was actually really lucky that I didn't get the chance to see it for sure, because yeah, based on what I've actually heard, yeah, I do hear it was pretty bad for sure, so yeah, consider myself lucky for sure, so yeah, I guess with that being said, I did manage to finally go see this movie for sure. Once again, all thanks to the kind people over at Crown City Cinemas, as always, to actually get me in for a really good time whenever I catch a new movie for sure, so yeah, and of course, I did manage to check this movie out for sure, and, well, now that I finally got the chance to see it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I'll be honest. Yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much the critical reception currently as of now may seem a bit mixed at best as we speak, but truth be told, when people actually did tell me that this movie is actually pretty good, I actually am gonna side with them for sure, so yeah, I guess about anything from what I can gather, in my opinion, this movie is not just pretty much not just good, it's actually really good for sure, so yeah, I think that's probably the best way I can actually describe it for sure. I don't necessarily think this movie is probably the best I've actually seen for this year so far. But I do have to side with plenty of people in saying that this movie is not only good, it's actually really good for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say on, of course, that front for sure. That's how much I actually really do enjoy this movie for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright, I guess I'm done with that. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about with, of course, this movie. So for starters, is, of course, the story, and I'll be honest, I think from, of course, what I've actually seen by far, I actually really do think the story for, of course, this movie is actually laid out quite well for sure, and the way that it's actually structured out from, of course, what I've actually seen for sure, it actually really is actually admirable in my opinion. I really do follow through on, of course, pretty much what goes on throughout the course of this movie. And yeah, I guess I'll be honest, there are a few parts in it that I just kind of felt was a little unnecessary, to say the least. And you could have cut it out just for the sake of saving time for sure, but I really do like, of course, what they've actually decided to go for with, of course, this movie for sure, and even the unique ideas they actually put into, of course, this one for sure. It is actually pretty much incredible, to say the least, and I really love on the interesting angles they've actually decided to tackle upon for sure. So, but yeah, I think that's what I can say for, of course, that aspect alone for sure. So as for the film's writing, I have to say the least. I'll be honest, I really do think that the writing for sure is actually pretty well done, in my opinion. I think from what I've actually seen, it is actually crafted out quite well for sure, and yeah, a good number of scenes from what I've actually seen, and even bits of dialogue. Yeah, some of them have their bumps here and there, but I do think it is actually very well crafted, in my opinion, and I really do follow through on, of course, pretty much everything that goes on for sure. And let's not forget to mention that pretty much, if anything, there are a few parts in it that I did pretty much chuckle a bit at a few of the jokes they actually put in for sure, but of course, making it as the comedy is not the main focus the movie wanted to go for. It wanted to take itself very, very serious for sure, and yeah, as much as I really do love those jokes for sure, I really do think the film also did an incredible job in taking itself seriously for sure. Like, you really get a good grasp on, of course, everything that goes on for, of course, this movie for sure, and yeah, everything else from what I've actually seen is actually really something admirable that I just couldn't get enough of for sure. So yeah, those are, of course, what I can say for, of course, the story and the writing for, of course, this movie for sure. Yeah, like I said, it does have a few bumps here and there, but everything else, though, actually does work well to the film's advantage for sure, and I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and move on to the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure, which are, of course, the characters, and I'll be honest, I think from what I've actually seen for the characters, and of course, this movie, yeah, I do think they are actually really good characters, in my opinion, for sure. Each and every single one of them has a really great sense of development that's, of course, given to each and every single one of them that you can easily identify to really help get to know these characters quite well. And I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done with each and every single one of them for sure. I really follow through on, of course, pretty much what they've actually gone through, what flaws they actually have, and how they're willing to overcome their problems for sure. So yeah, I think if anything, I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done with the characters for sure, and again, I really do follow through on what goes on with them rather flawlessly for sure. There was never one moment where one of the characters are actually bland or forgettable and everything. No, I follow through on them actually quite well for sure. So yeah, that's, of course, what I can say for that aspect alone. Now, as for the other one being, of course, the actors, I'll be honest, I think they actually are casted quite good, and yeah, I guess to me, I really do think they actually pulled off some really good performances for sure. Yeah, they really they really played their characters actually quite well, in my opinion. I really love, of course, what they've actually done for sure. But by far, I think one actor that I really do think shined through the most in this movie would definitely have to be pretty much our main character himself, who is, of course, Ackley, who is, in fact, played by pretty much the film's star and producer of course, this movie, Jason Statham. So, now, to be honest, I never actually pretty much talked about anything revolving around Jason Statham for sure, but that doesn't make him a bad guy, in my opinion. No, I actually do think pretty much he is actually a really good actor for sure, just given the right script, and he's willing to, of course, make it work and actually give a believable performance for sure. And I guess in the case of this movie for sure, yeah, I really do think Jason Statham actually does give off a pretty good performance, in my opinion, that I actually really do admire for sure. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen by far, he really made this movie work, in my opinion, and really does capture, of course, pretty much on everything that goes on throughout the course of this movie for sure. So, and that's amongst all the other actors that came on board for this movie, with a few that I can think of being, of course, Minnie Driver, Josh Hutcherson, Jeremy Irons, just to name a few for sure. So, but yeah, needless to say, I really do think all the actors that came on board to play all these characters, they actually really did give off some pretty good performances, in my opinion, that really does make it work well for sure. So yeah, those are, of course, what I can say for those two aspects alone for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright, so now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Actually, quite a whole lot for sure. Yeah, I guess for starters, seeing how this is in fact a, well, an action movie, I guess the one thing that does come into everybody's mind in regards to any action movie is, well, the action. So, and I'll admit, from, of course, what I've actually seen by far, I really do think the action, of course, this movie is actually brilliantly well done for sure. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen to the, of course, the fight scenes that are incredibly choreographed for sure to correspond with the film's pacing, which is also pretty well done for sure. Yeah, I really do follow through on, of course, everything that goes on for sure. So whenever a fight happens, it really is something incredible for sure. Whether it be pretty much throwing punches and kicks at anyone, to, of course, firing off guns and ammo for sure, to actually make it all the more incredible for sure. Not only that, but the film also really did a fine job in showing off some pretty intense graphic imagery that actually makes it worth the R rating for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say for, of course, the action for sure is actually brilliantly well done, in my opinion. I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done for sure. So yeah. And, of course, for the tone and the atmosphere, of course, this film, I'll be honest, it's kind of a little hit and miss, in my opinion. Like there are a few chunks of it that really does fit in well with, of course, the entirety of the film, while other times I just kind of felt I was actually watching a completely different movie altogether, and not really something that really screams anything that's great, and of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, that's actually one downfall that I can find with, of course, this movie so far. But not all of it is bad in my opinion, for sure, though. Though yeah, maybe I think if they would have fixed up the towing atmosphere for sure, I guess it could actually be done a whole lot better in my opinion. So yeah, but that's what I can say for, of course, that aspect in a nutshell for sure. So yeah, and of course, the direction, of course, this film, to which, by the way, this film is, in fact, directed by David Ayer, for sure, which, I'll be honest, I think the last time I actually saw a film that's directed by David Ayer would definitely have to be when he directed Suicide Squad back in 2016, and I'll admit, I really did trash that film pretty hard because of how, well, bad it is for sure, and it is actually pretty much his directing style really doesn't fit well from what I can gather for sure. But thankfully for the case of this movie, it is actually done much better for sure compared to Suicide Squad for sure. I dare even say it's probably one of probably his few bits of redemption that he's actually gained so far for sure. So yeah, I guess from what I've actually seen by far, David Ayer, I do think really put a lot of hard-working effort in directing this film for sure, and I really do think that everything from his directing style to everything else that he's actually done to make this movie work actually makes it all the more impressive in my opinion. I really do love the amount of hard-working effort he has actually done to make this movie actually work well to meet with his vision for sure, and it really does shine through for sure, and I really love what he's actually done for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say on, of course, that front for sure. And of course, the cinematography in this film is actually brilliantly well done with some pretty good camera shots in my opinion. Not probably the best I've seen, but still some really good camera shots they actually threw in to make the cinematography all the more impressive for sure. And I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done for sure. So yeah, and of course for the editing, I have to say, that too is a little hit and miss in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I guess some parts of it are edited quite well. Like, again, pretty much the good chunk of the action scenes for sure are actually cut up pretty well for sure. While other times, while nothing much is going on, I just kind of felt was a little bit out of place for sure. That could have used a little reworking here and there for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, on that front for sure. Yeah, there are a few hiccups here and there, but the rest, I have to say, is still done pretty good in my opinion, and I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I guess if anything, that's pretty much everything that I can say for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, I know that's hardly saying much for sure, but again, I think they really did a fine job for sure. So yeah, I guess overall, The Beekeeper is in fact an enjoyable action flick that I know hands down that I couldn't help but admire for, of course, what it is for sure. Yeah, I'll admit there are a few slip-ups and hiccups here and there to prevent it from being absolutely great for sure, but everything else from what I've actually seen is actually really admirable to me, and I really do think they really did an incredible job with, of course, what they've actually done for sure. So yeah, does that mean I find this movie all the more great and certainly the best I've actually seen for 2024 so far? I'm afraid not for sure, because we haven't even gotten to the real good stuff that'll actually come out later this year for sure. But I will say this movie is indeed fun for what it is, for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I can't necessarily say this is probably the best movie I've actually seen for sure. But again, I really do admire the nice sense of creativity they actually put into, of course, this movie to actually make it all the more fun to watch for sure. And I think they really did an incredible job in doing exactly that for sure. So yeah, and I guess for what it is, yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I do actually recommend this film for what it is for sure. I mean, you're not going to get much from, of course, a live actually see, but I will say you're going to be in for a really well done action flick that you can easily pretty much get yourself so excited for and have your heart pumping with a nice side order of honey to go alongside with it. So yeah, that's why I can't say, of course, that up front for sure. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I guess I am actually being fair on this one, and I'll definitely give this movie an 8 out of 10 as my final score. Like I said, it's not one of the best I've actually seen for this year, but I really do think it is actually a really good action flick that I know hands down that I think you're going to be in for one wild and crazy fucking ride for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, on that front. So yeah. I guess I got nothing much else to say, of course, this one. So yeah. I was actually really surprised on how much I enjoyed this movie, and I'm not regretting it, hands down. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of the Beekeeper, if you've actually seen it? Do you absolutely really like it and think it's actually a really good action flick, like I thought of it for sure? Or do you absolutely hate it and think it's an absolute waste of time for sure? Or are you somewhere in between where you thought it was fine for what it is? So yeah, let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about this movie if you've actually seen it. I would definitely love to know. So yeah, that's what I can say on, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, I guess I know, seeing how January will be coming to a close as we speak, I'll be excited to see on what February will have to offer for sure. Though I guess I know my girlfriend is really gonna love, of course, what I'm gonna be sending her for Valentine's Day coming up, so. But we shall wait and see on how that will go for sure. But I guess until then, now if you'll excuse me, I think I'm gonna enjoy a nice little taste of some delicious honey that I actually got for sure. And yeah, it's hard to believe that we have a good chunk of this Alga for sure. And let me tell you, it's actually well worth it. So, oh yeah, it's so good. This just tastes so damn good. So, yeah, maybe I guess one more lick of it will be nice. So, oh yeah, this is quite nice. So yeah, I'll definitely see you guys in the next thoughts video for sure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll definitely see you in the next video. Take care, everybody, and let's go ahead and bring the bees back. Yeah, there we go.
Bees, my god.
Big special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible. So if you want to be like these people and show your support to us and get some awesome rewards such as getting a special shoutout, credit at the end of the videos, as well as some other awesome rewards within your budget, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to do exactly that. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackleyattack4427's@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.